It all began on that infamous Oscars night in March 2022. The glitz, the glamour, the slap. When Will Smith stormed the stage and smacked Chris Rock, he didn't just ignite a media firestorm, he detonated his own career. Think about it. Will was at the height of his game, cruising on goodwill and box office successes, only to gamble it all on one moment of impulsive rage. And let's not forget his acceptance speech for Best Actor just minutes later. The irony was thicker than a bowl of oatmeal.
To do what we do, you got to be able to take abuse. You got to be able to have people talk crazy about you. In this business, you got to be able to have people disrespecting you. And you got to smile and you got to pretend like that's okay. Denzel said to me a few minutes ago, he said, at your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you.
In the aftermath, Hollywood went scorched earth on him. Projects were shelved, endorsements disappeared, and his reputation took a nosedive. The Academy, clearly wanting to distance itself from the drama, handed down a 10-year ban, effectively making him the Oscars equivalent of Voldemort, he who must not be named. But before we continue with this drama, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the latest news surrounding Hollywood. Amidst this chaos, Jada Pinkett Smith didn't exactly help smooth things over. Instead of damage control, she leaned into the situation, giving interviews that portrayed Will as some sort of righteous avenger. Public sympathy for Will, which was already hanging by a thread, snapped like an old rubber band. The couple, already known for their unconventional and often controversial relationship, became the subject of ridicule and memes.
And then I got into an entanglement with August. As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened?
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with...
You'd think they'd learn to lay low, right? Fast forward to today, and Will's got his sights set on reviving the Men in Black franchise. It's a logical move. After all, Agent J is one of his most iconic roles, and nostalgia sells better than pumpkin spice lattes in October. Sony, too, is keen to resurrect the series, provided they can avoid the flaming disaster that was Men in Black International. That film starring Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson was so universally panned that it made even die-hard fans wonder if aliens had erased their memories of the original trilogy. Enter Will Smith. His plan to return to the franchise isn't without its conditions, very pricey conditions. The man wants $110 million for the role. To put that in perspective, that's more than some blockbuster movies make at the box office. Sony, understandably, is hesitant. They've counter-offered $75 million, which is still an absurdly high paycheck for a single movie, but hey, this is Hollywood. But Will isn't budging. He's dug his heels in, demanding the extra $35 million like it's the hill he's willing to die on. And who's right there beside him, pouring gasoline on the fire? None other than Jada. Jada's role in this saga is both baffling and predictable. Reports suggest she's urging Will to push for an even bigger payday. You have to wonder if she thinks Sony's operating a magic money tree farm. But her influence doesn't stop there. Jada also wants a part in Men in Black 5. Whether it's a small cameo or a significant role isn't clear. But one thing's certain, Sony's not having it. Sony's position is crystal clear. They've seen the public's reaction to Jada's recent antics, and they don't want her baggage anywhere near their movie. And let's face it, the woman's reputation hasn't exactly been glowing lately, between red table talk and her tendency to overshare.
Everybody's always like, why don't you just get divorced? Yeah. And it's like, that's like quitting. I don't think there's any person that could embrace the best and the worst of me and be willing to hold space in the way that Will holds space for me and the way that I hold space for him. There's no greater mirror I could have than Will. I can't get around myself, just like he can't get around himself with me. Would it be easier to go and find somebody else and have a more pleasing, more comfortable relationship? Maybe. But would that get me to the person that I really want to be? I don't think so.
She's become one of the most polarizing figures in Hollywood. But Jada's not backing down. She's pushing harder than a used car salesman during a Black Friday sale, and it's creating chaos behind the scenes. Pre-production on the film has ground to a halt as executives scramble to navigate the drama. It's like trying to herd cats, But the cats are wearing designer suits and demanding six-figure bonuses. And then there's Tommy Lee Jones, the unsung hero of this mess. While Will and Jada are busy turning negotiations into a circus, Tommy's sitting back, sipping his metaphorical tea and playing it cool. He's already agreed to a $45–50 million payout, which, while still exorbitant, feels downright humble compared to Will's demands. Here's where things get tricky. Sony wants both Jones and Smith back for the sequel. The chemistry between their characters is one of the franchise's biggest selling points, and losing one means losing both. If Will gets the boot, Tommy's out too, and that would effectively kill the project. Sony knows this, which is why they're trying so hard to strike a deal. But with Will's stubbornness and Jada's interference, it's starting to look like Mission Impossible. Behind the scenes, things are reportedly spiraling. Will's been described as having meltdowns during negotiations, which isn't exactly helping his case. Sony's executives are reportedly at their wits' end, and who can blame them? They're stuck trying to mediate between a stubborn superstar, his overbearing wife, and their own bottom line. To make matters worse, Will's demands don't stop at money. He's also fighting for more screen time and action sequences, despite Sony's plans to introduce a new lead. The studio wants to expand the franchise's universe, but Will doesn't seem too keen on sharing the spotlight. It's like trying to co-host a party with someone who insists on hogging the microphone. For Sony, this isn't just about one movie. It's about the future of the Men in Black franchise. They've been trying to revive it for years, and they know they need to get this right. Another flop like MIB International could spell the end of the series for good. But getting it right means navigating a minefield of egos, demands, and behind-the-scenes drama. And let's not forget the broader context. Hollywood is in a state of flux, with streaming platforms, box office uncertainties, and public backlash reshaping the industry. Studios are more cautious than ever about where they invest their money, and a star's reputation matters more than ever. Will, once one of the most bankable names in Hollywood, is now a risky proposition. The slap, the fallout, and the ongoing drama with Jada have made him a polarizing figure. So, where does this leave us? At an impasse, it seems. Will is standing firm on his $110 million demand. Jada is pushing for more money and a role in the film. And Sony is trying to avoid a financial and PR disaster. If they can't reach an agreement, the entire project could collapse, which would be a huge blow to everyone involved. For Will, it's a critical moment. This could be his chance to redeem himself and rebuild his career, but his approach is alienating studios and fans alike. For Jada, it's yet another controversy to add to her already colorful resume. And for Sony, it's a high-stakes gamble that might not pay off. The Men in Black 5 saga is a perfect storm of Hollywood excess, ego, and drama. It's a reminder that even in an industry built on fantasy, reality can get pretty messy. Whether Will and Jada can salvage their reputations and whether Sony can salvage this project remains to be seen. But one thing's for sure, this is one Hollywood story we'll be talking about for a long time. If you guys liked today's video, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.